Warning, Bitcoin is gearing up for an explosive move. There's a lot of evidence in the charts to suggest that this massive move that Bitcoin is gearing up for as we speak, as it's in this pressure cooker, the next major move could be a mega crash. However, right before this mega crash happens, there's a lot of facts in the charts that suggest Bitcoin is actually gearing up for a short-term fake pump to get everybody very excited. What we've done is dove deep into the charts. We found all of the facts. I'm gonna present them to you inside of this video and you can see for yourself. But it looks like Bitcoin is about to surprise everybody. And we wanna be ahead of this curveball so that you can make sound decisions in the charts. But what we're gonna do today is look at price targets. For this mega crash, this big pressure cooker of a move, we're gonna look at what that price target is just based on the facts in the charts. And also this fake pump that Bitcoin could be gearing up for as we speak, what does that price target look like? All of that and more in today's video. Welcome in, my name is Steve. Hit that subscribe button right now. Let's jump straight into the video. What we have is a very interesting situation that's building in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is making moves as we speak inside of a pressure cooker. You all remember this high here, right? Bitcoin ran up to almost 69,000 and then we crashed down all the way down here. Now keep in mind, we're on the daily chart and this is a line chart, so it takes away the high and the low, and this is just the closing price. But we came crashing all the way down to below 35,000. So from 69 to 35. Now a lot of people will think, hey, this move that we're in right here, this pressure cooker of a move, this channel that we're in, it's a good thing. This is a rising channel. We made lows and we made higher lows and higher lows and higher lows while making higher highs and higher highs. But that's not accurate, all right? Those of you that really understand charts, that's not accurate at all. Do you know what this pattern is? I'll give you a hint. We're gonna go back to this price move from here to here and this price channel that we were in here. This is called a bull flag. A bull flag is basically when you have a powerful move, this is the pull, and then you have a downward facing channel. A lot of people will think, hey, downward facing channels are bad, especially after you have a move up. Wrong. This is a bull flag. And by definition, if you watch our videos from around January of 2021, we simply measured the pull, we put it on top of the breakout, and we called for Bitcoin to hit around 60,000 and then have some problems. And yeah, we were off by a little bit with the chart, but look at what happened. We reached around $60,000 and then Bitcoin stalled. Right? Bitcoin stalled at this breakout point. And again, we weren't like crystal ball pie in the sky. These are just facts in the charts. Bitcoin stalled at this price and then had a lot of problems. So these flags are super important, all right? A lot of times they're overlooked, but we want to base everything based on the facts in the charts. And those of you that are OGs on the channel, you remember this bull flag that we called and the consequent what happened afterwards. So if you haven't, hit that subscribe button already so you don't miss big moves like this again. Because what we have right now is the opposite. We have this pull here, this large move down, and then this is our flag here. But instead of it being a bull flag like this, it's flipped on its head. This is called a bear flag. The high majority of these break to the downside, unfortunately. I know a lot of you are excited that we've been making higher highs and higher lows, especially after the crash from 69, but the facts are the facts. And in this channel, we talk about the facts. We don't talk about Bitcoin exploding to the moon or crashing down to zero. We just talk about the facts and we read the charts to you like a book, and then you can interpret them as you will. Let's continue further with this bull flag scenario so you can understand it. This happens to be the total market cap. So all of the money that's inside of Bitcoin, back here in 2016, 2017, obviously we went to the proverbial moon. But then we crashed down inside of this channel, bouncing from the bottom up to the top, to the bottom, up to the top, to the bottom. This is, again, a bull flag. A lot of people think, hey, when you're in this downward facing channel, this is really bad. However, just based on the facts, we know that this is a bull flag and we know what happened afterward. So here's where things get interesting. Because we've had that pull, because we had that flag, because we had that breakout, we're now well prepared. We look at this and we say, okay, so Bitcoin is inside of a pressure cooker. Bitcoin is preparing for its next major move. It's likely that this next major move will be to the downside. And in this video, we're going to measure this move, okay? We're going to measure this move just as we did back here with our poll to see where it could bring us so we can get a realistic idea, not to put panic into the market, but to actually put some knowledge into the market. Don't miss these major moves. What's likely the case is you make all of your money or lose all of your money on these major moves. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss those major moves, because our channel focuses on these major moves. Our channel focuses on moves like this with the bull flag. As soon as we broke out of it here in late January, we were covering it here, just prepared for the next major move. Not what's going to happen in the next couple days, but what's going to happen in the next few months. That's what our channel really focuses on, and keeping everybody level-headed just with the facts. We looked at this bull flag, we looked at this bull flag, and there's a couple things that we're going to talk about now. It's price targets. So we mentioned the next major move it's not a guarantee, but these patterns, the high majority break to the downside. Now, when you're inside of this pattern, you should not trade the pattern until the pattern is confirmed, all right? So this is either gonna break to the upside or the downside. All right, the majority of the time they break to the downside, but you shouldn't make a trade until it breaks. Now, price targets. So you have the pole here. This is the pole for the flag, right? You basically measure the pole and you can connect it to see the price target. Before we get to the price target of the absolute mega crash, I want to get to the price target of what could happen before the mega crash, because a lot of times Bitcoin will throw curveballs at you. It will surprise you. It will catch you off guard. As we've been bouncing in this channel, the probability of us continuing bouncing in this channel is relatively high. The probability that we're going to continue to make a high, a higher high, a higher high, a higher high is fairly high. So with that in mind, it's likely we could bounce up into this range here and continue into this channel prior to breaking. This would create a lot of excitement and hopium in the market. A lot of people will get very bullish if we were up around this price before we crash down and break to the downside. So I just want to prepare you for what could very well likely be in the charts. Now let's take a look at what that price would be. We talked about a high, higher high, higher high. Our previous high was right here around 47,000. Now we're down here in this bottom of this price channel now. One thing we have on our side is we are pretty much met with support so far around that 40K mark. So if we were to bounce up and make yet another higher high while remaining in this channel, what would that price target look like? I mean, we're talking upwards of 50K. For those of you that watch our channel religiously, you understand with the Gaussian channel, we have our median line where we're met with heavy resistance, and this line right now is at about 47. So we could very well wick through, just like we wicked through here, up to this around 50K price target and then reverse back down. It's quite likely. It's definitely a strong possibility. So we want to be prepared for that, because just imagine this. Right now, Bitcoin is at around 40,000. If we went up to 50,000, people would be dancing in their seats. All right. They would be calling for the moon. They would be calling for $250,000 Bitcoin, $1 million Bitcoin, that this is it. And again, Bitcoin often does the exact opposite. So we've been following the market since 2017. All right. We're not new to this. I was in stocks way before that. So I just want to keep you level headed. All right. We also called for this 3-day Bitcoin death cross, which we covered precisely in 2018, 4 years ago, and nobody wanted to believe us then. We're on target to have this 3-day death cross in the middle of May, so we'll keep a close eye on that. We also said that during this run, we could very well ride back up to this green line, right? We're down here at this red line. We could rally back to this green line, just as we did in 2018 as well. So again, everything aligns with a potential having a nice hefty run right now to get everybody excited, but it could very well be a fake pump. What would make it a real pump is getting above 53,000, which we have an enormous amount of resistance, and that would kind of be that thing to close above there would be pretty substantial. Also to close above this green line, also to close above this median line would be big. We've yet to do that in the entire year, the entire calendar year of this year. So that's the upside targets. Now let's get to the downside targets, because this is where it gets pretty juicy. We've got this pole, we've got this flag. If this breaks to the downside, let's get an idea. What are we talking about in terms of a price target? Because again, back here with our price targets, these can be pretty accurate. And again, it's not us closing our eyes and just picking a price. It's actually using logic on the charts and facts on the charts to depict what could be. Let's do the same here. In order to do that, basically you just measure the top of the pole to the bottom of the pole. Pretty simple. So you can go over here, grab your line. You can go from the top of the pole to the bottom of the pole, right? You can see the top here to the bottom here. That's our pole. Basically, you want to take the pole and attach it to the breakout point. The only thing that is unknown at this point is where the breakout point would lie. So we'll just kind of ballpark it so you can get an idea. Let's say that the breakout point, and we'll just ballpark it here so you can get a general sense, and then I'll show you, I'll move around the breakout point and we can see where potentially it would be. But let's take a look here, because this is where it gets very interesting. So we understand that we've got this big move from 69 down to this 31, 32K, and then we were inside this pressure cooker channel, that a major move is coming. This pressure cooker is going to burst. We understand not to trade the pattern. While we're inside of the pattern, we need to trade the pattern if you're a pattern trader in and when we break the pattern. So hypothetically, if we were to break around this point, we're just showing you a ballpark and we can move it around. You know, it brings us down here to this 25K area. Now let's say that we're going to move this down to a breakout point of here or over here. What would it be? I mean, it can get as low as this 20K area. So this 25K area from this move, and again, we started this move back here in November of last year, and we've been inside, that was our pole, and we've been inside of the actual flag the entirety of this year. All of 2022 is inside of here forming our flag. Getting people excited, giving people hopium of higher highs, higher lows. But again, now you know what a bull flag is. You understand that this is nothing to play with. So 25K downside target, depending on where we break. We will keep you up to date. Hit that subscribe button right now. Check out the next video that's on the screen, and we will keep you posted every step of the way on these major moves. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com to learn how to trade significantly better with an actual strategy. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. There's only one question left: when to sell your cryptocurrency. Click right here, right now, to find the 3 simple steps.